Hello, hello. How's it going? Anyone there in the chat that can tell me that the screen and the audio are fine? Hello, Electromatic. Hello, Rohan. Hello, Lako. Hello, Giant. Hello, Mr. Bayman39 Lolman. Cool. How's it going? How are you guys doing today? Hello, Anas Boga. I'm doing good too. I'm doing well. Lako, take two of the stream? Yes, take two of the stream. This time, I'm mostly not going to deal with CSS. I pre-wrote the CSS to also have something to put on the thumbnail for the stream. So we're mostly going to be looking at Elm in this one. Let me just change the scene and see if y'all are able to get the iTerm window displayed now. Switching between VS Code and iTerm. Great. All right, so let's get started then. What do we have here? Here is the pre-written HTML document and also some CSS that generated the thumbnail for the stream. And the goal of today's stream is to try and implement the basic functionality of a calculator, right? Right now, this does not have any reactivity, so it only has these animations, but nothing happens on the screen. So all of the interactivity is going to be brought in by Elm, and let's see how far we can go with this one. Cool. The first thing we'll do is initialize an Elm project, and from the directory, I'm going to just type in Elm init. It's asking me if I want the Elm JSON created. Okay, let's go ahead and create it. And let's also make a directory called source. It already exists. Okay, let's create a file called main.elm. Okay, so how do we link Elm code into our HTML? I had to do some digging to use external style sheets with Elm, and the way we do it is first we create a div and then give that to Elm. So let's do this. Let's give it an ID. ID equals NYU calc. And we need to link the JavaScript file that Elm generates with the script tag here, script src. I'll be calling it elm.js and nothing inside there. And at the end of the body, I'll need to create a script tag, and inside here I have to create an app, and it's going to be elm.main.init. So main is the name of the file that we created, and inside init there are going to be some props. One is going to be node, and this node is going to be the element that Elm will write HTML divs or HTML elements into, right? So this is going to be document.getElement by ID, and in this case it's NYUCalc, calc, and flags. We're not going to do anything with this, so it's going to be date.now. So this one was just something that I copied from the docs. Okay. So, all right. Now I can see everything's gone. We'll be building our HTML from within Elm and then taking it forward from there. So, I hope that's clear. Let's see if I have anything in the chat. Hello, Jay. Hello, Karim. Is Elm JSON really correct? What do you mean? Hari Roshan's saying also defer the script tag. I don't think I want to experiment with that because that's what they give in the docs, so I'll just keep it at that. All right, so let's switch back to iterm, where I'm going to write some Elm. So let's go to iterm, and here also let's go to iterm. Main.elm. The first thing we'll need to do is say that it's a module, so it's going to be the same as the file name, module main exposing ... and browser is the one we'll need to import and say that okay, so we'll need to define these three functions: main, and update, and view, right? Main is the entry point for any Elm application. So it will look something like this. Main equals browser dot source sandbox, excuse the train, init equals init, update equals update, view equals view. So init is going to be the model of our application. What's the data? What's the state of the application? How do we want our application? What should be the state of our application at the beginning, right? So for now, I'll just keep it at 0. We just want to see whether our linking is working properly or not. So init will be 0. Update is a function that takes a message and a model and returns back a new model. For now, it's not going to do anything, just return the model. Model in this case is just an integer, right? We're going to change it eventually. And then view is going to take the model and return HTML, right? It's going to be an Elm syntax, but it's basically going to return the representation of the DOM for the given state of model, right? For now, let's just say div, and div is a function that takes two arguments. First one is a list of attributes, which is going to be empty for now. Second one is a list of children, and children I'm just going to have a text node that will say hello world. Okay, so now this needs to be compiled and written into Elm.js. So we have a command for it. It's going to be Elm live, because it's going to be listening for file changes and automatically regenerate the Elm.js file. And if you remember, we linked that Elm.js file into our HTML, so that is going to link it up and then automatically change the browser. Let's see how this goes. So if I write this, I think we're going to hit some errors. Right, so it's going to say that text is not found. Text is coming from the HTML module, exposing text. We also need a div. Anything else? Let's see. Oh, okay, the build has succeeded. Let's see if we got anything on the page. Nothing. We don't see anything. Okay. Let me see if I have anything on chat. Also, hi Martin. Div text will need import. Yes. The script text don't load Elm.json. They're fine. The Elm.json is consumed. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted here. All right, so why is it not loading? Let's see from if you have anything from the console. Error, unexpected token. Elm is not defined. Index 1917. Oh, excuse me. It's not Elm.json. It's Elm.js. My bad. All right. Okay. So you can see the hello world there in a bad font. We can fix that. Let's go into our main CSS and go to body. Font by default. Let's make it Fuji white. Right. So why? Oh, not font, it's color. Excuse me. All right. Hello world. So we managed to link up our HTML with the Elm generated code. So Elm's going to be writing some stuff inside here, and if you look at the page source, you won't see anything because it's dynamically getting generated. All right, so that's good. Let's make the base of our calculator with Elm now. What are you guys looking at right now? It's, yeah. So let's go back to iTerm. Let's generate some more things that will make it look like a calculator, right? So let's go back to iTerm. Okay, so let's not have anything in here. All right, and so this one, I've already written the CSS, so I know what classes to apply, so that I will get something pretty right out of the box, and you don't need to watch me write it. So this is gonna get the class of base, and I'll also need to expose the class function. Let's see if we get something on screen. We don't see anything on screen because do I have an error? Yes, we do have an error. Okay, so class is not this kind of an object. It's actually coming. It'll come from HTML.attributes. Attributes exposing class. Okay, there we go. We got the base. Let me quickly check if I have something on the chat. Yeah, sorry about that Elm JSON blooper. Anyway, so we've got the base of the calculator. Let's also start making the screen. And the way it's going to go is here we're going to start entering the child nodes for this. So it's going to be another div. And this one's going to have a class of display. And no children for now. Let's see. Okay, we got the display there. Now let's also make the div for holding the buttons, and I've created a class for buttons, and it's gonna be buttons like this. Let's see. There's nothing in here right now. Let's also go ahead and add a few buttons. So now it's going to be a button, and also I need to import it from the HTML module. Button button class. I don't need anything just yet. We'll just have a text node as a child of button, and it's going to be a plus. Let's see. Cool. There we go. Okay. Also, I've gone ahead and created one class for operators so that they're colored slightly differently, and I'm going to apply that to this button, and it's going to be class operator, and there we go. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and create a few more operators. There's going to be minus and 2 more. And actually, I have copied these, copied and kept these values because Elm doesn't let me type in special HTML characters. All right. Okay, we've got the operators. Let's make the equals button. It's going to be similar. Just this time, I've given a special class for the equals button, and I've creatively called it equals, and text is going to be equals, and this is going to go sit right here. Right. Cool. Now all we need are the numbers and a dot and I think a cancel button. So let's create a button and no styling for this. I mean, default styles will be applied. Text, let's call it, yeah, it's going to be 789 in that order. So let's do that. We got a 7 here. Did it throw an error? Oh, y and equals. Cool. All right, we got a 7, and I'm gonna make 10 more of these. Should be fine, I guess. 10 more. There's gonna be 8. There's gonna be 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 0, a dot, and a C. Right. We seem to have gotten the basic layout of the calculator. Time to check the chat. Okay, this is off topic, but I can answer. Hello, Nesby. Hey guys, I'm a beginner to... How do I exit a file back? Exit a file back to netrw. What do you mean exit a file back? Also, hello Shri. I don't think I greeted you back there. Okay, so you seem to have the basic layout. Now I think it's time to get the model straight, right? So in our text node of the display class, I will actually say model. Now the type of model is an integer, but text expects a string, so I'll have to convert it into a string. So string.from int. It's oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go back to CSS and change the font color. So display. All right, and I'm gonna add a color, and it's gonna be I'll just say black. Okay, and this is good. All right. So if I change the model and then rewrite the file, it's going to be 1. All right. We don't want our number to be anything other than 0 at the start, so this is good. Now, how do we handle this? First of all, what needs to happen when you press a number? Usually, if I press 7 now, it's going to be a 7, and then if I press an 8, it's going to go to 8, right? It's basically going to concatenate stuff, right? So my model needs to be something more than just an integer. And I'm going to create something called an alias, a type alias in Elm. And this is creating a new type, which is basically a record. You can think of a record as a structure, right? And it's going to have fields and their types, right? So first field I think of is going to be on screen. It is going to be a string that is basically going to be displayed on screen, right? And next one is going to be value. Okay, this next thing is going to be the concatenated, the thing that gets concatenated with the pressed item. So I'm thinking about what to call it. Hello, Saba. This is Elm. Elm programming language. Let me also link to the Elm lang website, so you can take a look at it. I'm gonna paste it in chat. Okay. So I'll just call it current, and it's also going to be a string. We'll also need to maintain the value, right? I'll call it value, and this is going to be a float because we are primarily going to do floating point operations in this one. And then the way we initialize this model is just give the values in order. So on screen, I want a 0 at the start, and the current string is going to be empty. It's going to be empty, and the value is going to be the 0. I guess I need to say 0, 0.0. So now things are going to fail because I am doing from int of model. Model is no longer an integer. Model is a structure, basically a type alias, a record, and it cannot be passed as an argument to string.fromInt. So this is going to be model.onScreen, and model.onScreen is already a string, so it won't need any conversion. Build has succeeded. Okay, cool. Now we need to attach the event listeners to the buttons, right? So for that, we need to first import the events. Import html.events exposing on click, right? Okay. Here I need to attach for each button representing a number I need to fire an event basically. So the way I do it is by saying on click. So what kind of a message we want to send? We want to send a message number. So this number doesn't exist. We'll go ahead and create this. And for this one, it's going to be I'll just say 0. So this button is going to send a message called number 0. And all of these buttons are going to send the same message, but of course that's wrong. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to just do some Vim thingies. Here it's going to be let's not do any sort of handling for the period just yet, right? So is it okay? I've got an error. Yeah, now it's saying number is not found. So another thing in Elm is that in your application you define a type called message, which is basically an enum, a limited set of values, right? And for now, we'll just have one. It's going to be a number of integer, right? So this is a sum type where it could be. Well, I guess I'll talk about it once we have more of these. So for now, I'm saying that there is one message which is of type number, and that takes that holds an integer, right? And every one of these buttons are going to send those messages, right? So on click, are there missing commas? On-click function expects one. Okay, so I need to actually wrap those around. So right now it's thinking that on-click is taking 2 arguments. Well, it's not the case, so I'll have to wrap them in parentheses, which is not that hard. Okay, build has succeeded. Cool. Have I heard of Rock? Yes, I have. It's another language that was created by that is being created, being developed by I think it's Richard Feldman. He was the guy whom I saw, talk about Elm, and it was a talk called "Building UIs in the Dark," which is an amazing talk, and that guy basically sold Elm to me. Well, after digging through the language a bit, I don't completely like it, but it's fun for these simple applications. Not saying you can't build complex applications. It's just that I don't think I'll be enjoying building complex applications with Elm because of some reasons, which I'm not going to talk about right now. Building UIs in the dark. Building UIs in the dark. Elm. Yeah, this one. It's also a good one. Share copy, and where's the chat? Cool. Let's go back. Okay, so now we have just decided that we're gonna send some messages. We're gonna fire some messages when these buttons are clicked, right? We haven't handled anything just yet, so let's do that. So our update function, as you can see, takes a message and our model and gives us back a new model, right? Which is the updated record. Model is a record, and update's a job is to take that message, process it, and modify the model accordingly, and then give it back. And that model is going to go into Vue, and Vue is going to update the DOM. Not directly, but it's going to reflect on the changes that happen by update, right? So the architecture, this is the Elm architecture, which is that you have the initial state, an update function, and a view function, and then you have the finite number of messages that happen in your application, right? So an event comes from the view, right? Basically like clicking of a button, and that goes to your update function, which processes that message and then returns a new model, right? And that model goes back to Vue and then gets its representation. So it's a very simple architecture, but is very effective. So if you know about Redux, Redux uses this architecture. It basically borrowed it from Elm, and yeah, it is simple and effective. So let's see what we can do with our message. Right. So most of the times, your update function is going to begin with this case message of thing, right? And case message of is pattern matching. So for now, we only have one pattern of message, right? Also, let's write the type annotation for these. Update takes a message and then a model, and then it returns another model. Okay, and in it, I think it's going to be just a model. Yeah, so case message of, and here, if it's a number, let's say n, what are we trying to do? We are going to update our record, model record. So the way we update is this. You say model and then a pipe, and in the field you want to update. Let's say I want to update the on-screen field. So if I get a number, I basically need to concatenate that with the number that came in, right? So I'll say model.onScreen ++, which is the concatenation operator in Elm, n, right? Let's see if there's an error. Oh, okay, so now the problem is n is an integer, and I'll have to convert it to a string from int, right? Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, now as you can see, it is working, and I think it's gonna go over. Okay, all right, before we fix that display issue, let's implement another message, and here is how you say that you have another kind of a message. So with the pipe operator, you say it's going to be a reset. I'm sorry for the train again. Reset, and this is going to send a message, right? On click, it's going to send a reset. Okay, let's see if I have an error. Yeah, now it's saying I haven't handled the message reset, right? So it's going to be a reset, and what this is going to do is going to just we want to go back to our initial state, right? So we'll just return init in here. Right. Okay. So we've got a there's a 0. We'll fix that soon. But if I hit C now, yeah, there we go. Works. Works pretty nicely, right? Let me see if I have anything in chat. Hey Sigma, welcome to the stream. We're doing Elm today. Okay. Cool. Clear is in place. Okay, now we need to fix this 0, trailing 0. Okay, so on screen, as you can see, starts with a string 0. If I concatenate with that, it's going to be the first character in the string, right? We don't want to do that. But we should actually concatenate with the current value, right? Current. Now if we do it, it's gonna be okay. The problem is we also need to update the current, right? So let's do that. We'll need to update current as part of this. So model on screen is going to be this current plus this, and also current is going to be model. It's going to be basically the same thing. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, cool, this works. Since these values are repeated, I can actually use a let binding. Let new value equals whatever this is. Right, and in what new value in is going to be new value. So any errors, no errors, and it's working. Cool. Okay. Now, what's the next thing we want to do? We want to handle the operations, right? Let's do that. So, okay. Here we also need to add an on-click handler. On-click. On-click. This is going to fire a new message, and I'll call it perform, right? Perform, and which will actually hold a function. Can it hold a function? I think this could work. Well, let's see. Right, here is going to be minus, it's going to be multiplication, it's going to be divide, right? And I'll also need to do a case of it. So if it's a perform of any operation, I am just going to return the models just for now. Also, I need to define the perform, right? Perform, and the type I think is going to be int to int. Int to int. Not sure if this is going to work. But let's try. Class operator, parentheses. Too many arguments. Plus value isn't. Oh, it's actually int to int to int. Okay. Class function expects one argument. Excuse me. It's actually going to be a list, right? So I'll have to separate them by commas. Right. Compiler error. Use to float and round to do explicit. Okay. Divide. What if I... Let me open a REPL, Elm REPL, and if I check the... takes a number. Oh, okay. So I guess I can say that it's I'm going to substitute all ints with floats. Right. Okay. Is it okay? Build succeeded. Cool. Okay. So Elm's looking insane. Yeah, maybe, because it's very different from JavaScript, and the language is written in Haskell, and it follows a lot of the functional programming norms. You know, like higher order functions, purity, no side effects thing. But I find it interesting nonetheless. Okay, so it seems that it is working. Now we just need to add the functionality. So what I've done basically here is I am firing a message called perform that's going to give me the operation. So if there is only one number and then I press a button, right, it's going to apply that number partially and then wait for the next number. So what I'm saying is if I do 1 and then a plus, right, now I can store that as a partial function, right, as a partial function that is going to take the next argument. If I do 1 plus and then 2, right, and then when either I press equals or another operator, it's going to match them up together based on the operation that was applied, and update the display, right? So let's update our model to hold current function, right? Current fn or current op. Yeah, current op, and it's going to be. So here's the thing: if, and for those of you who are seeing this for the first time, I can call this plus with just a 2, right? If you were to call a function that takes 2 arguments in an imperative language like JavaScript, you would get an error, right? Because you didn't supply it all the arguments. But with Elm, it has the concept of partial function application, which we're going to utilize in this one, which is that you can apply only a certain arguments and it's not going to fail. Instead, it's going to give you another function back that is going to take the rest of the arguments, right? So I can define a function called add xy, which does, or wait, I can say avg, and it takes x, y, z, right? And it's going to be x plus y plus z divided by 3. I think I need a bracket here and also here, right? And you can see that it's going, it's taking 3 floats. So I can say just avg of, wait, it could have been better with add. So if I say add xy equals x plus y, right? And I can define a function that just adds 4 to any number, right? So I can say add 4 equals add 4. That's it, right? Now you can see that 4 got into this place, and then it gave me back a function that takes another number and returns a number. So this is like baking in one of the arguments, applying one of the arguments to the function, and then giving another function back, which is going to take the rest of the arguments. So now if I do add 4 of 7, it's going to give 11, right? It's a pretty cool feature, and this is called currying. I might make a video on this separately, but for now we need to understand this. So what I intend to do is that when somebody presses when an operator is pressed, I want to partially apply that function to the value that's on screen, right? So well, let's do that. So current OP, it's going to be a function that goes from float to float, and let's receive. Okay, so the update that's going to happen is, for now I'll just say, let me think about it for a minute. Model. If there is nothing, the function is going to be applied to the. All right, so I'll update the current value, current op. That's what it is, right? So current op is going to be OP applied to the value that's on screen. So string dot from, no, not string. It's actually, do I have string dot to float? Yes, I do have. Oh, it's a maybe float. Okay. Okay. Strings dot to float, or okay. It's on screen. Let's say, maybe not on screen. It's let's do the current, string dot to float of current, right? Let's see if this is, I've got a current. Oh, it's model, not current. Okay, but the type annotation on init says it should be, something is off with the body of the init definition. Model call produces float to model. Ah, okay, so yeah, now it's saying that I've given it the current operator, but I have not initialized it, right? So by default, it's going to be the identity function, which is that whatever the number is, and then it will just give it back. So I think it's called identity. Is there identity directly available? Yeah. So you can see here that it takes an A and gives back an A. So if I do identity of anything, right, like a string, hello, it's gonna just give back the hello. So this is a default operation that's gonna be there, right? So let's just have it here. Okay, to float call produces maybe float. Okay, we'll handle that. Justin is asking, why do we need to keep track of the operator in our model? Is that so we can go backwards? Keep track of the operator in our model. So when you have, so here's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but this is my idea. When you have, say, 5, and then you do a plus, right? What should happen? We need to store that somewhere so that we can apply the, so when I say plus, and next when I press a number, okay, not a number, maybe, okay, next time when we press an operator, or, so 5 plus, and then I can say 89 maybe, and then I can press equal to, or another operator. So I need to apply it at a later time. That's why we need to store it in the model. So we're not going to immediately execute it, because when we start the operation, we won't have enough things to give it to it, right? So when you just start the calculation, when you do 2 plus, what's there to, what do you add 2 with, right? It needs to be computed later, so we need to store which operation was previously applied. So that's why we're gonna have it there. So this is going to, the thing it's complaining about is that string.toFloat returns a maybe, and maybe is a type, and it has a method called default with default, right? Basically, a maybe is a box that can contain something, or it might be empty. So it's for when you have a nullable thing and the language does not support nulls, and this is the default way of dealing with nulls in the language, right? You say, I mean, if you're not able to compute something, you just return a maybe, and the user of the function needs to look into the box that is a maybe, and then explicitly do the check whether the whether this is something in the box or not, right? So what does this with default do? So let's say I can. So these are the 2 variants. Just like our message has these variants, right? It's either a number containing an integer, a perform containing a binary operation, or a reset containing nothing. Maybe has two variants to it. Either it's going to be a just of something, let's say just 8, or it's going to be a nothing. Right. So whenever we have a maybe, we have to check inside the box by pattern matching, If it's a just something, we know that there was a value. If it's nothing, we know that we didn't have the value. And we'll also need to explicitly make the decision of what we do in the case of the value not being there. So you just can't directly take the value out of the box. So there's this convenience function called with default, where I can give it, so I can give it the default value. I mean, the default value I want to get back if there was nothing inside the box, right? So to run it, also there's this operator called a pipe, which is pretty cool. So I can say what's default of 10, right? As I say, I want a 10 if the box is empty, but it's not going to be 10 because the box is not empty. In the same function, if I do nothing, right, I will get back default. And by the way, that pipe operator is basically like maybe it's like writing maybe with default of 10 and a nothing. It's the same thing. It's just that it allows me to read from left to right like a pipeline. It's gonna come in handy, I think. Maybe not in this one, but it's definitely a handy operator to have in your language. Anyway, so what do we want to do here? So we, for some reason, we know that yeah, it's going to be always a valid floating point because we don't allow arbitrary input from the users, but we'll still need to deal with the fact that toFloat returns a maybe. So we'll probably think of something else later. But for now, let's do it this way. Maybe I should probably install Elm format for this. But maybe with default of 0. So it's never going to be a 0. It's just that it's just a way for us to get something out of the box, right? So let's see if this compiles. Okay, it does succeed, right? Okay. So let's see if we have anything in the chat. Okay. Cool. Now actually we need to make an operation. So now here's the challenge. If there was an operation already, right? So if I do 1 plus, let's clear it out. If I do 1 plus, also when I do 1 plus, the thing on screen should be, well, thing on screen should not change. But when I say 1 plus, right? If I say 1 plus, the next time when I press 2, it should start from the beginning, right? It should not concatenate. So on screen, we still want a 1, but the concatenation, like the current value should change, right? So also we need to update that. But before I go further, I think I want to install Elm format. Elm format, is it there? There's no format, okay. npm install -g Elm. Oh, there is Elm format. Okay, Elm format, I think I have to give main.elm. This will overwrite the following file to use Elm's preferred style. This cannot be undone. Make sure to back up these files before proceeding. All right, let's also okay, since it's asking us to take a backup, let's do a backup of our files. Let's go to lazy git. Do I need this Elm stuff thing? I'll have this Elm.js, I think. Elm.js need not be source controlled, but index.html, yes. So commit stream commit phase 1, right? And I'm gonna do Elm format of this. Yes. Okay. Okay, so it updated the format for us. Cool. So what do we have here? Okay, so the other thing that I want to update is the current. So its current is going to be, is there a REPL? Yes, there is an REPL, but a string.new something, string.empty. Okay, I'll just say current is like empty string. Okay, current. Oh, I need, okay, so the syntax is a bit weird. So the first field, comma, the next field, that's how we do it inside Elm. So current operation is going to be this, and then current value that's going to be there is going to be empty, so that the next time we start typing something, it's going to clear out. So if I do, let me see if it compiled. Yes, it did succeed in the build. So if I do 125, right? Oh, wait, first let me clear this out. If I do 125 plus, right, and then 6, yeah, there we go, right? So it's gonna update the screen as expected. Okay, cool. Let me take a short break. I'll be back in a few seconds. All right, I'm back. See, there's a question on chat, which is, what is that nvim git plugin? It's not a git plugin. It's a tool. It's a utility that gives you a nice terminal UI for doing git operations called lazy git. It was written in Go, and yeah. So okay. Is OP meant to be a custom type here? Seems like we could keep track of the partial application that way. OP meant to be a custom type. Yes, that could be. That could be. Instead of like passing a... I think that's a lot cleaner. Okay. I thought that you were going to evaluate an expression like 2 plus 3 minus 1. This is an expression, and you'll just evaluate the string. But that's not how calculators work, right? It's not gonna be. I mean, on a basic calculator, it's not gonna do it that way, right? I guess that would be too easy. Also, I'm not a big fan of eval thing. Partial function application is very interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna go that route. So let's actually define a type, another type called OP, and it's gonna be add or sub or mul or div, right? And our okay. Here, instead of our model current operation, okay, let's see what's gonna change here. We'll need to say that here it's going to be either any of these or it's nothing. So I think it makes sense to have a maybe here. It's going to be a maybe of op, right? And when we initially start it, it's going to be a nothing. Okay. It's gonna throw some errors now, I think, because I haven't updated the perform operations here. So perform, right? And these are gonna be add, sub, mul, and div. Right. Error. Okay. But perform needs the first argument to be float. Okay. So perform, the type of the message is instead of this, it could now be OP. Right. And now there's going to be some problem. OP value is not a function. So okay. Now we look up that value and then get the function. All right, so I think I can have OP perform. Maybe I can define a function, right? I'll define a function. Perform. Perform. Is it a good one? I'll just say to fn of OP equals case OP of, and basically have all of the 5 operations here, right? And it's going to be if it's add, then it's a plus, and then it's a minus if it's sub, it's a multiplication if it's sorry, it's a star if it's a multiplication, it's a divide if it's div. Right. Is this going to work? The OP value is not a function, so basically I want to do like 2fn of OP. 2fn of OP. Compiler error. You're trying to update current OP to be what it should be. Oh, okay. So, okay, here's the thing. If there was already a function, okay. So, let how do we do this? Current OP. So let current OP. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but let's try. If the current operation is maybe dot with default, maybe dot with default of by default we want to get the none back. Oh, if the maybe, if there was no function earlier, so this is why it makes sense for me to actually like do the first thing. Inspect the model first. So model dot current OP, right? Model dot current OP. So if this is an empty, if this is nothing, then we want to get a something of the current function applied, right? So let's not worry about this. If it's going to be sum of this thing. Right? Well, this is getting messy. No, this doesn't work actually. So I'll have to pattern match. Current OP equals case model dot current operator of. If it's a nothing, then I want this to be equal to this. All right. If it's a just of something, if it's just of some f, then I need to apply that f to the current value on screen. The current value on screen is gonna be f of string that from float string dot to float of model dot on screen. Actually, if it's a nothing, then we need to update the value there. Okay, current operation. What will be the current operation? So current operation is going to be a none, right? Or model on screen. Okay. Okay. Get straight. So current operation, if there's nothing as a current operation, then we want the value, new value, to be okay. We want the new value to be the same as before, but the current function to be the applied one. Right. Okay. So I think I'll need to have two values here. Two values, and the value is gonna be the same as model.onScreen. And how are you going to see the result? Is equals just enter? No, you press the equals key and then it will show you the result. I'm making this more complex than it needs to be. So I don't want a maybe here, or do I? Maybe I do. Okay. So if the value is gonna be, again, so this needs to be piped to string dot to from float and the current operation is going to be nothing. Okay. So current operation, it's going to be current OP and current. Yeah, this will always going to be emptied out. Right. I'm gonna have a ton of errors here. Based on indentation, I was expecting. Oh, okay. So yeah. So I need to say that in. Okay. Based on indentation, I was expecting an in. I did give the in. This can also happen if you're trying to define another variable, another value within let, but it is not indented enough. Okay. I think I need to define tuple let binding elm. Year plus, okay. What is it saying? Tuple let binding. Can I do this actually? Let's try. Let a comma b equals 1 comma 2 in a plus b. Okay, it does work. Then I don't understand what the problem is. Okay. I was expecting in keyword 72, nothing. Oh, maybe, this is a problem. It already closed down here. Okay, string.to, okay. So now, does it have anything? Missing commas or missing parentheses. F value is not a function. Okay. Why is it not a function? So I need to... Is it not a function? Current OP, it's going to be maybe if OP, okay. So it's going to be like 2fn string not to float. Okay, I'm having to do this a lot. Model the on-screen. Maybe that would default to handle possible errors. Longer term, it is usually better to write out the full case though. Okay. Okay. String not to float. I'll have to copy the same thing with the default somewhere, right? String to float of oh no, this is getting out of hand. Maybe dot with default of 0. Okay. Pipe, but pipe is piping it to a function that expects float. Which line? 72. Okay, so I think it wants what's default 00 here? No. The argument is, it says that the argument is, let me do an Elm format. Elm format. Yes, this cannot be undone. Oh my god, this is painful to look at. Okay, so what it's saying is piping it to a function that expects float. Try moving the case keyword down. It can get finicky if the formatting is off a bit. Okay, case down. Yeah, it's already moved the thing down already. Okay. 2fn of f. Wait, this 2fn of f. I think this messed it up. It's going to complain. Oh no. Still a problem. I think it's better to actually move this into a separate function. It's also again harder to read, so I'll just take this into another function. So let's call it perform of takes an operation and a model right? And then it gives a new model back. So let's paste this down here. Right, and perform also. Perform, it's gonna take an operator and a model, sorry, and then gonna return back a model. Does this sound good? Okay. Maybe not a model. It's gonna return the, I don't know why that's weird. Okay, it's because value I think is gonna be a 0, comma current operation. I'll just say identity for now, just to make this happy. All right, so 90, line 90. Okay, so model.on screen, right? If it's a nothing, then the current value is whatever is on screen, and the function is 2fn of op, and it's gonna take string not to float model current, model with default 0, and then just f with the type annotation on performs as it should be model. Yeah, so let's actually do this one to be a model on screen. It's going to return a string, and then it's going to return a function. It's going to return an op. Oh, this is a problem. This is actually a problem. It's not going to work this way. Okay, so I actually need to have a so this is a genuine problem, right? I cannot have this. I cannot have that because here it's saying that I want to store the partially applied function, so it has to be a float to float, right? It has to be a float to float. So and then when I initialize the model, right, it can't be a nothing, it has to be identity, because basically it's not going to do anything. And when I perform an operation, right, okay, so where float to float something, okay, so excuse me, right, perform op, let value current op. Okay, so right, do I need to add a boolean to my model to state that previous function was applied, or can I compare the function? Can I check whether the function is identity? I don't think that's a good idea. Well, let's do it this way. So perform. I'm gonna take this out anyway. I'm gonna take this out and rewrite. Okay. So what if there is a function also partially applied? It's always going to update another field applied, and it's gonna be true. Is there true here? Elm REPL. There's no true. How is it true? Is it like this? Oh, it's true like this. Okay. So it's true. Applied is going to be true. It's always going to be true. Okay. So the thing is, if here it's going to be if model dot applied. If model is already applied, then wouldn't the work happen when the number message is processed, not when the perform is called, and perform just transitions from nothing to a just fn? Work happen when the number message is processed. What do you mean work happen? When a number message is received, you want the you're saying, if I understand correctly, you're saying that when a number event happens, then the message should get partially applied, right? Okay. Yes. Partially applied and... Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense. So I need to make a few additions to this. Let's just also track the current value as... value is already being tracked. Value is float, right? So when the number is applied... okay, when the number message is there, I will just create a value equals string dot to float of new value. Okay, and not just this, it also needs to be applied over by the current function, right? So if there's nothing, then it's going to be the identity, so whatever the current operation is. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Now, the value is going to update. Current operation. So, okay, so I guess the only thing that needs to happen here is current operation is going to be the partially applied version. So it's going to be the value, whatever the current value is, and that's going to be applied. So this is going to go through the whatever the current value, model.current op, not model.current op, sorry. So it's going to be fn, to fn of op, right? Yeah, and the current is going to go, we don't need applied. And what else should happen? What else? Current, what happens to the value? Is this going to matter? So the value is going to be... Oh. Okay, so I guess I'll have to say let new value equals whatever the current function is, model current op of whatever the current value is, right? Model dot value in, so value equals new value, and the current operation, current op is value to 2fn. Okay, it's going to be, I think, new value to 2fn of op. Not sure if this works. Vertical bars should only appear in custom type declaration. Maybe you want or. So this one is actually needs to be a comma, right? these seem close enough. Current OP. So, which line? 71. Yeah. So, model.current OP. Compiler error. Maybe float. The argument is maybe float. I'll okay. Value. Oh, actually. I am already storing the value, right? So I just 71 model. Wait, why is that? New value. This is gonna be string. And this is gonna be new value float. Oh, wait, I just need to do the, I think this is just n. So maybe n goes to float. Does this work? Okay, new value. We cannot find a variable. 69. New value. So this should work. Cannot find the value. Oh, build succeeded. All right, time to test it out. Okay, so if I do 1 and then plus and then 2, right, and then plus 2 and then equals. Okay, I haven't done equals, so let's also implement equals. Let's for the equals part, I'm gonna fire a message that will say fire a message called eval, right? And I'm gonna go to the place where I define a message, define the message. So MSG is gonna be eval and update if it's an eval, then I'm basically going to do the model on screen. Actually, wait. So I'm gonna do let result result equals model dot model dot current OP, right? Current OP of whatever the current value is. So model value, and it's gonna be model dot value. In on screen is gonna be result of string dot to from float, and what's going to happen to the current. So current is going to be empty, and what else? Also, this needs to be a comma. Right. Compiler error result. Nice. TULT. Okay. Build succeeded. Okay. Let's see. 1 plus. Wait, did I press this twice? All clear. 1 plus 1 equals 3. And then plus 8 equals 14. Nice. I'm going to bring some more water and then continue working on this one. Hey John, what is the CSS framework being used? First of all, welcome to the stream. I'm not using any CSS framework. It's just plain old CSS that I wrote down. Okay, let's go back to working on this thing. Let's see. So if I do an equals again, I think I also need to reset the I also need to reset the function, like the current op to identity, right? Is this going to work? I think, yeah, current op. So now let's see if I do 4. Wait, why? 44 minus 1, right? And then plus 3 equals, beautiful. If, okay, in case, I also need to update. This is gonna be a little tricky. So when I do 12 and then plus, right, and then I press another number, and now I press another plus. 12 plus 8 equals, wait, what? It's totally broken. 12 plus 8 equals 12. Beautiful. So, okay. Hello, Leonardo. Welcome to the stream. There was this trend of neomorphic design a while back, so I just you know, used it. Okay, so this thing is really broken. So okay, so let me fix a few names. I'll call it current string, current string. No, that's very bad. Current value string, current value string. What do I call it? Current value string. Wait, can I do 12 plus 98, 985 equals, beautiful. Okay, so all right, so I'll call it current value, float, and things are gonna break real badly, really badly. Okay, current value string. Well, let's think of the operation. So when I get a number, okay, so I'll also need to check it somehow that whether there was an operation before, right? Whether there was an operation before. Okay. I just can't do it like that. So I don't think I need to do that. When I get a number, I just concatenate the thing. Right. So it's gonna be current. What did I name it? Current value string. Yeah, current value string plus from int name. So there's a number. It just adds it to concatenates it to there, and non-screen is gonna update. It's gonna update to the new value. And then current is also going to be updated, right? And the current value, and the current is going to be current value string. Current value string, and it's going to be current value. In general, you probably want to keep either the float only or the string only, so you don't need to keep them in sync. Yes, that is a good point, Leonardo. Yeah, that is a good point. I don't think I need on-screen value at this point. It could be just Okay. Are there any errors? Model.value. Okay, wait. So, you get a number. I just do this update. When I want to perform an operation, I will apply the current operation to whatever the value that's contained in the model, right? And then I will apply whatever the operation that came in. I applied that partially to the new value that was generated, right? And then the current is going to be emptied out, and it's going to be current value is a new value. Current up is going to be new value to open OP. And there's going to be current value string, right? And then eval is basically going to go back to their current value on screen. Let's see if I have any errors. Model.value 77. Model.current value. Okay. 87. I'm doing the same thing here. Okay. This is usually a typo. Here the model current. Okay. 91. I have similar issues. Current value string, and see if build succeeded. Where am I from? I'm from India. 8 plus 8 equals. Wow. 8 plus 8 equals 24. Okay. So let's dig into what happened there. So I sent a message, right? I sent a message 8, and then current value got so the new value on the screen was this 8, and current value string equals new values. It's also going to be 8, and then current value is going to be 8 to convert it to a float, and then applied to the current operation. Current operation would have started with identity, so is the operation, and then I gave plus, right, and then perform operation. So plus new value became current operation. Okay, it's identity, and the current value it is 8, and current value equals so it's a plus in here, and current value becomes a new value. New value basically is 8 because it was identity function, and the current operation is going to be new value partially applied to the operation that came in. So it's going to be 8 8 plus, right? 8 plus, so it's going to be 8 plus, and then I add in another number, and then 8 plus, it's going to be the model is going to become a string, and current value. Should it not? Current value should update on screen. Yeah, I'm gonna actually take the advice to not maintain the string, because keeping them in sync is gonna be a difficulty. So I'm just gonna delete this and current value. Current value string, and a current operation, right? Okay, so now in my view function, instead of model on screen, I'll say that the current model dot can be string dot from float of model dot current value, right? And if I go to init, init function, it's gonna be 0.0. Let's see if there are any errors. Okay, I need to also close the bracket. On screen is not gonna be there wherever there's on screen, right? Current value on screen is here. Result that. So I need to store the result of the current value, right? So it's going to be current value equals result. I'm not sure if I need this. Okay. Find this, delete. Right. Build succeeded. Okay. 78. It completely broke the thing, right? 78. Okay. I clear, so that's I shouldn't clear the current value string whenever I get a number, right? I guess I need to just update the current value. Current value string. Oh, why is it not concatenating? That's weird. That is very weird. 8 and then 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. New value is model.current value string plus plus. Current value string was empty, and then I pressed a number, and then I pressed another number, and current value. Oh, okay, sorry. I have to print the current value string. Current value string. String, okay, it's already a string, so I don't need to convert this, so this should work. So current value, Okay, I'll make a small let thing here. Let if model if string dot is empty of model dot current value string, then what is model dot current value string? What happened to this? Then it's gonna be else. Okay, something's bad. Something's gone bad. Current value string, then else. Else it's going to be model.current value string. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, so the problem was on screen display text equals. Okay, does this work? String not. So I'll have to say current. This is equal to display text. We get a 0 back. Okay, that's cool. And then if I do 78 plus, when I do a plus, it actually goes back to a 0. 8 equals 0. All right. Totally broken. Very bad. I think we can get rid of the current value string too. Would just mean doing a little bit of extra work, however, whenever we receive a new number. Just would need to convert both to a float when number message. Both to a float. What do you mean? Okay. It isn't really complex, but my brain, for some reason, is not able to process this. Okay, so we do kind of need, if I just, okay, I think we do need an on-screen value, because when I do plus, the current string needs to go be an empty, but on the screen it will still need to show that number. It makes sense that way. So okay, for now we'll deal with this zeroing out thing, but what about the function application? It seems to be going horribly wrong at the moment. when I receive a new operation, right? I don't need to update the current value, do I? I apply the previous operation, and then okay, let's write down the scenario. So the current value is 8, and the current operation is identity, right? And how does my model look? And then current operation current value string, and current value string, and current string I'll say is 8 for now, right? Okay, so if I get a message that says if I get a message that says this is number of 6, right? I should actually update the current value. Current value needs to be 86. And then current operation should remain the same. Current operation should remain the same, and current string should also be 86. Right. So I don't think I'm doing this properly. So I need to update the current. I'm doing something else here, which is bad. So current value string. Current value actually becomes n to float model that current. Okay, no, this is not how it should work. Current value just becomes. Excuse me. Current value. New value. It's gonna be new value to float, right? Current value is going to be this. So, okay. After this, let's say I get an operation. Let's say I get a message called perform add, right? And then current value is not going to change, right? But the current operation is going to change. Current operation is going to be of plus 86. And current operation is going to change, and current string is not going to be. Current string actually should become empty for now. Okay. So perform operation. So new value. I don't need to compute the new values for now. So let's just focus on what's happening here. The current value is not going to change. I just need to partially apply the operation, right? Okay. So it's still going to give me some errors. That's fine. Plus 86. Now let's say I get a number, right? I get a number of 1. Hello, Arbaz. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Number is 1. What's going to happen? It's going to be current value is current. It should apply. what should happen to this? 86 was the current value, and then I did a +1, right? 87. I did a plus and then I did a 1. When I pressed a 1, okay. Value, I think, remains the same. According to the current logic, the value, only the current value string is going to be updated, and then current value is going to become, the current value is going to become 1, and then operation is not going to change. It's still going to be plus of 86, right? And but the current string is going to be a 1. Is it going to be a 1? Yeah, current value string is going to be a 1. Alright, so now let's say I say equals, right? I'll say eval, like that's the message. And in this case, what's going to happen is it's going to apply the current operation to the current value, right? So if I go to wherever eval is happening, it's going to apply the current operation to the current value, right? So that will be the, right, so current value is going to be the result, right? Current value string is going to be empty. Yeah, this is the thing. I should probably just display the current value, not the current value string. Okay, current value is going to be 87, and current operation is going to be identity, and current string is going to be empty, right? So every time I think I want to display the current string, sorry, current value, all right, so current value, so I'll just do a string dot from float of model dot current value, right? Model dot current value. So is this going to work? Some problem. Okay, yeah, that's fair. New value variable is not found. What am I instantiating current value to? Okay, new value, what line? 75. Okay, new value is not defined. Whenever you perform the operation, right? So it's going to be model.current value, model.current value. Okay. Is it going to work? String.toInt function. We want to convert 70, line 70. What is it saying? The argument is string, but pipe expects integer. New value, okay. Current value, I think, is string.toFloat. Is it gonna work? Maybe. Yeah, I'll have to write a wrapper for this. Repeating this all over the place. Maybe dot with default of a 0. Build succeeded. Cool. I'm gonna do elm format. What if I don't give it anything? Yeah, okay. Format src. Yes. Right. Okay. Build has succeeded. Let's see what we've got here. So 77 plus 1 equals. Hey, that seems to be working. Let's do 1 plus 8 equals 9. Cool. Plus 1 equals 10. Minus 8 equals 2. Minus 9 equals minus 7. Okay, that seems to be working just fine. So if I do multiply by 3 equals minus 21. And divide by 7 is going to be minus 3. And plus 3 is going to be 0. All right, I do need to check 1 plus 2 plus 3. It's supposed to be 6, but it's 5. Okay. Why is it a 5? Because I'm probably missing an application. All right, so 1 plus 2, let's try to reason about that state. So let's clear this out. And current value is going to be a 0. Excuse me. It's going to be a 0, and this is going to be an empty string. And then let's say it receives a number 1, right? And current value is going to become a 1. And it's still going to be identity. It's not going to update the function. And the current string is also going to be a 1, right? Say I do an add, and current value is not going to change, but it's going to be applied to the 1. Whatever is on the screen, whatever the current value is, right? And current string is going to be empty, and okay, perform add is going to happen there, and then let's say I receive a number 2, and current value is 2, and oh, I see what happened. It just ignored it. Okay, so current operation is going to be, if it was already an operation. Okay. So while okay, so one thing I do want is 1 plus 2, and then if I do a plus, it also should apply the previous function if it was already there. All right, so let's do that. Let's do the change. Let updated value is going to be, it's going to apply whatever the previous function was. It's going to module the current operation to the model to the current value in, and it's also going to update the, all right, so it's also going to update the current value, right, equals updated value, and it's going to pass in this updated value to the all right, current OP. Yeah, so this needs to be a comma. Build succeeded. Let's try it. 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, that seems to be working well. I will have a little more. No, not a little more, but I still need to implement the dot operator and handling unary minus. Yeah, so that needs to be done, but I guess I'm gonna stop the stream for tonight. So thanks everyone who joined and helped me along. I'll possibly see you in another stream where I implement the remaining operations for the calculator. But for now, it just seems to be fine. I'll just do one more run of these things. So let's say I'm going to do 3 times 6. And then I do a plus, right? Plus and 8. And then minus and minus 4. It's minus 23 equals. Yeah, I think this is working just fine. Except for the non-implemented parts. That's it. That's it for the stream's content. I'll make a commit and push it to a repo. Will there be any videos on FP since you're working with Elm? Yes, Arbaz, there will be videos on FP for sure. Also, don't mind me delaying the responses to your chat because I don't have a second screen. I only see your messages when I switch between the applications, so please expect some delay. Yeah, I'm gonna just push this to a repo. Also, hello, Paolo. Welcome. We're almost done with the stream for today. Okay. I'm gonna post the link to the repo as soon as I'm done pushing. So, okay. What? I'm not sure. Do I need to source control? Do I need to source control Elm stuff? I don't think I need to. Should I get track? Oh, it should not be version controlled. Okay, that's cool. So I just need to add src, and I guess that's it. I am on commit partially working calc. Okay, partially working calc. All right. Okay. Let me create a repository for this. Thanks, Arbaz. I hope I get some exposure too. Okay. Let's query this. Browser. Calculator. It's going to be public. License MIT. Do I need to add it now or later? Okay, git add origin. I need to git push. Okay. Let me also add a license. Create new file. License. Choose a license template. It's gonna be MIT. Save the teacher. Review and submit. And it's gonna be coming directly to the main branch. add license, commit new file. Okay, we got the license. Let me add a readme. Readme.md is going to be not your usual calculator. A simple calculator built with Elm. Okay, I'm going to do a git pull. Git pull origin main. What's happening? Dude, git pull again. Okay, if I do a git pull now. Okay, so git mv license to license. As you get rename to screen. Right, and I'm gonna add a .git ignore. Elm stuff is gonna be ignored. Right. Elm stuff. Add .git ignore. Add .git ignore. And readme. Okay. Okay, why is it not ignoring git push? Start getting. Did I spell something wrong? Get. Oh my god. Okay, my bad. Git ignore. Lazy git fix typo and fix file name typo. I'll probably squash all of these commits. Okay. So I think it's good enough to be looked at by other people now. Simple calculator built with Elm. src, there's main.elm. Okay. And then let's also do a Elm format of src. Yes. Oh, it is going to do a diff on this thing. Okay. Import minor format change. Pushing. Cool. I'm gonna share the hello, Alex. That Git interface is called LazyGit. It's a utility written in Go, which gives you the nice terminal UI for Git actions that you saw. Also, hello, Khalid. Are you also referring to what's the interface or just the stream in general? Okay, so with that, I think I'm gonna end my stream. Cool. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. I'll probably catch you guys in another one soon. All right. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of the day or night.